Well, hello there, Retro PC Durham. It's Chris here with another ThinkCentre here from Lenovo. This is an M58 ThinkCentre, yet another one of these small form factor guys. And yeah, we're going to take a quick look inside and show off what's going on. So here's the front end, standard setup with the multi-burner, optical open button, power button, some indicators, 2 USB ports, and then your headset and microphone. We spin around to the back, and we've got some pretty standard ports, power plug, VGA, a serial port. These are older systems, right? This is a Core 2 Duo based system. Some more audio connectors, our display port, some more USB ports, an eSATA port, and then our gigabit Ethernet connection. And then you can see here there's a slot cover missing where we have those half-height slots available for these systems. So I will do a quick camera adjustment and we will open this guy up and take a look at the top-down view. All right, here we are with the top-down. So again, pretty simple to go up. We've got 2 buttons on the side here, and the top door will flip open. And then, so next from serviceability, of course, the whole front panel here will slide forward, and that will reveal the rest of our components, and then we can just unclip the hard drive array and remove that to get access to the rest of the system. I'll put it back together here, and we will get plugged in, I think. Oh, you know what I wanted to show? I did want to show something else on this. Was one thing I haven't shown on these from a serviceability perspective is the system board, and it's actually pretty easy to remove the system board as well. And all you really have to do is, see these 2 blue clips here? If you push them forward, they kind of release from a metal clasp that's on the case. And all you have to do is, make sure I don't hit the, there we go. All you have to do is pull it forward, and this has released the system board from the 4 posts that are on the case. And if I removed all of the cables and everything that are plugged into this, I could actually remove the entire system board from the unit. And then to plug it back in, we just have to slide it forward a little bit. There we go. And it's back. And that's it. So if you think from a business perspective, if you were an IT person back in the days when, we just didn't, let people bring their own computers to work and deal with their own IT problems. If you needed to service a machine, replace a hard drive, replace memory, replace a system board, whatever that stuff was, the easier and faster I can be able to service the machine, the less time it takes me to do it. And that could be, that could be the IT staff person at the corporation, or it could be a warranty service person who's being dispatched to a site to be able to do the work. And they want to spend as little time on the job site as possible, because the more service calls they can make in a day, right, the better things are going to be in terms of that performance. So that's it as far as the opening and closing of the system goes. Now we will get this booted up and take a look in Windows what's going on. All right, we are plugged in. I'm going to hit the power button, and we will get booted up into the system. So again, as I mentioned, this series of systems, the ThinkCentre M58, this is a Core 2 Duo. We'll check to see the specific processor that's on here. I think it's an E7300, but we'll find out when we get into it. LGA 775. There, as you may have seen when we did the opening up, there's 4 memory DIMM slots that are available in the system. I have 2 2 gig DIMMs installed. From the system spec, it says the maximum is 8 gig. It's likely that it would actually be able to get up to 16, but that remains to be tested. I didn't have the right memory left to be able to test on this one, but it is DDR3 SD-RAM. We've got SATA ports to be able to plug in multiple devices. So you've got your hard drive and your DVD burner that are in this system as well. And then from a graphics perspective, it's just using the onboard graphics, the integrated on the system board. But you do have, sorry, in that for onboard graphics, you've got an Intel GMA 4500 onboard graphics, right? Obviously, so it's not going to be great, but desktop graphics is going to be fine. And then there is a PCIe slot on there. It's a low pro, but you could add a low profile port powered card, like a low end 1050, I think, would be something that would work on that, or older generation. And that would be able to get you some 3D graphics capability without having to worry about the power requirements and physical requirements within the system. If you needed that, if you were trying to turn something like this into a gaming PC, although really you're better off looking at a proper sized tower if you want to be able to build a gaming PC, so you've got the full scope of options available to use in the system here. And now that we are fully booted into Windows, we'll take a quick look at the stuff as far as the specific requirements here. Yeah, so it wasn't, I think I said the E7300, it's actually an E7500. Not that huge a difference. I think we're talking about 2.66 versus 2.93 gigahertz. And that's a 2-core, non-hyper-threaded Core 2 Duo processor, but we do have that 4 gig of RAM. This is something that's been interesting taking a look at some of these. I don't know if this is something that's for these systems themselves, or if it's just the way Windows 10 is looking at information from the board. But all of these machines that I've been refurbing that have DDR3 memory, all these ThinkCentres, in Windows it says it's got DDR2, even though it's DDR3 memory. And then I've got a couple older ones that we'll be taking a look at that have DDR2 memory, and it says SD-RAM. So it's almost like Windows isn't sure what it's looking at in terms of the memory it's installed, and assuming that it's a lower end type of memory, maybe based on the type of processor that's installed in the system. I'm not entirely sure why it would be doing that, but when you've got these older systems and you've got Windows 10 installed on it, sometimes Windows, it sees what it wants to see. Maybe is the case. And then as far as the hard drive goes, it's a 260 or 250 gig hard drive, and then with formatting we got 230 gig available on this. So again, another decent machine that can handle standard desktop use, going to get ready to go to get donated and find its second life instead of going to the junk pile. Hope you enjoyed another look at one of these machines. I know they're all starting to look the same. There's very little difference between the design of most of these machines, but I did want to catalog each of the different machine types that comes through, so that I've got a record of the differences between some of these in terms of minute differences in system board and processor, etc. I hope, as always, you are staying safe and healthy in these strange times, and we will catch you in the next one.